Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're taking a look at the 20 most expensive characters in LEGO games.
I do miss the olden days when life was a lot simpler, back when polyphonic ringtones were the only thing we had to worry about.
For this list, we'll be going over the characters that will beat your wallet of studs senseless, unless you have all those wonderful multipliers turned on. Did any of these characters give you a literal run for your money? Share with us in the comments below.
If you're a gamer who loves LEGO and Star Wars, check out our fun-filled new channel, Brick Mojo. Nice knowing ya. Come have a laugh with us and enjoy daily bite-sized videos on LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. You must enact an ancient ritual. You pick it at a real speed, don't you? See you there.
Vader's Apprentice, LEGO Star Wars 3: The Clone Wars. We'll open up with the cheapest and one of the easiest characters to unlock. If you've seen our previous Star Wars videos, you'll know that some of us here at MojoPlays are big fans of the Force Unleashed games. So when we found Vader's Apprentice in LEGO Star Wars 3, we were losing our minds. Unlike several other characters you'll see soon, Vader's Apprentice didn't cost an arm and a leg to unlock. More like a finger, maybe. Collect all mini-kits in the 4th level of the Count Dooku episode, and you'll be able to unlock him for a modest 275,000 studs. Or you can just unlock him with a code, which is what we did. Of Brains and Birds, LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes. Surprisingly, there is no singular expensive character in LEGO Batman 2, and even more surprisingly, it isn't Superman. That's strange. Instead, you have 4 characters that share the theme of flight and or smarts: Man-Bat, Mr. Freeze, Penguin, and Black Canary. Each of them will cost you a grand total of 2 million studs, 500,000 a pop. Getting each of them through regular means shouldn't be too much of a problem, but honestly, their specific superpowers kind of put them at the bottom of the buy it ASAP list, you know? Conjurers and Kings, LEGO The Lord of the Rings. Once again, we see multiple characters sharing an entry for this list, and once again, they all follow similar themes. For 500,000 studs per character, you'll unlock the Witch King, the King of the Dead, Saruman the White, and, Radagast the Brown? That's a bit peculiar considering he's only spoken of in passing and only makes an actual appearance in the Hobbit movies, but we digress. With all of these characters wielding immense power, it sort of makes sense that they would all come with somewhat sizable prices, you know? The Big Figs, LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Skywalker Saga is very much the black sheep of the LEGO games when it comes to its economy, as each character seems to be priced judging by their utility, significance, and in this case, size. The only expensive characters you need to worry about are the Big Figs, those being Jabba the Hutt, Mama the Hutt, the Rancor, and the Wampa. Each one will run you 500,000 studs, and none of them serve as ideal methods for collecting Kyber bricks. Kids will get a kick out of destroying environments, but really they're only here for novelty. Cheng Zhu, Gentleman Ghost, Darkseid, Ventriloquist, and Bdig, LEGO DC Supervillains.
Another good day to you all.
What a bizarre cast of criminals and one hero we have here. Indeed, LEGO DC Supervillains features a wide and diverse cast of devious masterminds and even a handful of superheroes, many of which come from unexpected corners of the DC universe.
Those comb-headed creeps won't be bothering you again, ma'am! Thanks.
Just like Skywalker Saga's Big Figs and the Wizards and Kings of LEGO The Lord of the Rings, you will need to pony up 500,000 studs for Cybernetic Egg Chang'e, the Spooky Spectral Gentleman Ghost, the Mad Titan Darkseid, Puppeteering Crook Ventriloquist, and Green Lantern Corps Rodent Bedig. All 5 of these characters will dent your wallet with their total cost coming to 2.5 million studs.
Hey, what's this thing? Haven't I seen one of these before?
A bunch of them. LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2.
They were with me right up until I was brought here, so it stands to reason that they were probably yanked into this place too, right?
Yeah, there were too many expensive characters to list on one title heading. Just how many potentially overpriced characters are there to unlock? Well, LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2 has 16 characters that will run you 500,000 studs apiece, meaning you will have to save up 8 million studs. And all those studs will still only get you a small fraction of the 200 plus character roster. Some of the most notable ones being Spider-Ham, Maestro, Beta Ray Bill, America Chavez, and the legendary Stan Lee. Some of these characters are worth their price for animations and mechanics alone, but others, not really. Nah, man.
Alright, with those guys safe, that just leaves
Rancor, LEGO Star Wars The Force Awakens.
Come on. Do a friend a favor, won't you?
The Rancor appears once more on this list, and this time it isn't sharing the spotlight. In LEGO The Force Awakens, the Rancor is the most expensive character in the game, costing the same as its Skywalker Saga counterpart. Yet again, you won't have much use of the Rancor outside of destroying multiple objects with one hit, so we're just going to spare you the rambling and move on here. Mr. DNA, LEGO Jurassic World. It kind of makes sense for Mr. DNA to be the most expensive character within LEGO Jurassic World. Though his appearances in the movies are brief, the character has become about as synonymous with Jurassic Park as that bony T-Rex logo. Unfortunately, there isn't much about him that makes him more useful than the rest of the cast. For 500,000 studs, you get a character who throws projectiles and solves equations. Yeah, you really aren't getting much, so he's very much a novelty character. Ra's al Ghul, LEGO Batman the video game. The leader of the League of Assassins is going to require a couple of hoops to jump through before he can be obtained. First, you'll need to achieve a 100% completion, meaning every mini-kit must be found across the 30 levels of the game, all true hero-villain meters must be filled, and everything in the store must be purchased. When all is said and done, you'll be able to purchase Ra's al Ghul for 500,000 studs. And all he does is use the same moves as Nightwing. What a waste. Silver Surfer, LEGO Marvel Superheroes.
After all this trouble, I'm considering upgrading to a more robust vehicle. How does the silver monster truck driver sound?
Considering he is a central character in the story, and the fact that he's a cosmic being, we can understand why Silver Surfer would cost so many studs. For starters, you can fly on his iconic surfboard. That's already enough to sell us. And then, he is one of the only characters who can build cosmic bricks. That said, there is quite a bit of entertainment and utility to get from him for 1 million studs. Again, a fair price. Professor Dumbledore, LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4. The headmaster of Hogwarts isn't the most expensive Harry Potter character on our list, but Dumbledore is still going to run you a whopping 1 million studs. What does that exorbitant price get you? Sadly, not much. With the exception of dark spells, Dumbledore can access just about every spell in all house-specific rooms. He can use rune cabinets and the Time Turner, but by the time you'll unlock him, you'll already have all of Hermione's variants and Minerva McGonagall. So, really, why is he so costly? Doesn't help that you'll have to purchase him twice, one for his purple robes and again for his gray robes. Again, why so costly? Blackbeard and Davy Jones, LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean, the video game. Unlocking characters in LEGO Pirates is already an arduous task. Not only do you need to finish the levels featuring certain characters, but you'll also need for them to spawn in the hub world and beat them in a duel before you even get the option to purchase them. This can make unlocking Davy Jones and Blackbeard feel both frustrating and underwhelming. The characters each run for about 500,000, and both feature abilities you'll rarely have to use. Davy Jones can walk underwater, phase through sea life, and can interact with heavy objects. So, abilities that several other characters already have. At least Blackbeard is a little more unique, possessing the ability to use voodoo magic and insta-kill most characters. Yoda Ghost, LEGO Star Wars 2 The Original Trilogy, and LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. Anyone who has played the first two LEGO Star Wars games will recognize the Ghost version of Yoda as the OG expensive LEGO character. In general, the Ghost characters were among the priciest, and that makes sense given that these characters were invincible. Yoda is by far the most expensive of the three, however, clocking in at 1,200,000 studs. At least you're getting your money's worth? Not only does he hold Jedi powers and invincibility, but no one will even detect his presence. You fools! Your eyes betray you, and now you are dead! Interdimensional Being, LEGO Indiana Jones 2 The Adventure Continues. Odd that the character who arguably killed the franchise is also the most absurdly priced in this game. Given how basic some of the mechanics are in LEGO Indy 2, there shouldn't be any reason why the interdimensional being is so costly. And what exactly does 1.5 million studs net you? A floaty dude who can hit foes at a rapid rate and utilize the crystal skull to wade through swarms of ants and snakes. 1.5 million studs, and you push ants. That's your only useful aspect. The only other character who can do that is Oxley, and he's unlocked just by playing the story. Other than the achievement, why waste the studs on this thing? Why? I need a good reason. Lord and President Business, the LEGO Movie video game. In the LEGO Movie video game, you're spending 2 million studs on two variants of the film's antagonist. 1 million for Lord Business and another million for President Business. The frustrating part is neither version of Business is particularly interesting to use. Lord Business can shoot the Craggle glue, but holds no special properties aside from freezing characters, and he uses his monumental legs to reach high places. That's just it. As for President Business, he's got nothing. Why the high prices for two variants of the same character that add nothing special to the game? At least they didn't pull this again in the sequel. The Rex Fury variants, LEGO City Undercover. One of the biggest pains in LEGO games is when a single character has more than 2 variants, but it's worse when each of those variants is ludicrously priced. Again, Lord and President business. Such is the case when unlocking LEGO City Undercover's villain, Rex Fury.
Command module separation complete.
Blackwell, that filthy worm!
Finding all 3 of Rex's variants isn't much of a hassle, but what's irritating is that you're spending 1,000,000 studs on each one. Basically, you're spending a grand total of 3,000,000 studs for one freaking character. And this is a guy whose only ability is pulling orange handles. Is that worth 3,000,000 to you, really?
My car insurance is gonna skyrocket.
Thanos, LEGO Marvel's Avengers. Much like the Silver Surfer, we can understand why a significant character such as Thanos would cost so much in-game cash. After all, this was the notorious madman who could wield enough power to snap half of the universe out of existence. Sadly, he does not have that ability in LEGO Avengers, but he can fly and shoot energy beams out from the Infinity Gauntlet. Is that enough for 2,500,000 studs though? Might be in the eye of the beholder. Cyborg Superman, LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. Cyborg Superman is absolutely the biggest threat in LEGO Batman 3 and probably most of the LEGO games in general. I mean, it's Superman, but as a robot. An invincible robot that can fly and is impervious to just about anything. That's terrifying, man. And how much does that terror cost? Well, the same as Thanos, a whopping 2,500,000 studs. If you already have Superman though, is there really a rush in getting Cyborg Superman? Or even Composite Superman? Why do we have 3 Supermans in this game? Lord Voldemort, LEGO Harry Potter years 5 through 7. Leave it to he who shall not be named, yet is named anyway, because I totally destroyed that joke, to one-up every other LEGO game in the most villainous way possible. In years 1 through 4, Voldemort cost the same as Dumbledore, a reasonable 1,000,000 studs, and he could use dark spells. Not a bad trade-off. Years 5 through 7, on the other hand, is a financial headache, and you get nothing different than in the previous game. And on top of that, you probably already have everything in the game by the time you do buy Voldemort. Voldemort can use every spell in the game, use Dark Magic, and use Parcel Tongue, all abilities that can be used across multiple other characters. And how much does this cost? 25,000,000 studs! Again, he's probably going to be the last one you unlock. And yet, there's still somehow a more expensive purchase to be made in one of the LEGO games. Care to take a guess on which game we're going to talk about next? Everyone! LEGO Dimensions.
The only thing we saw was our friend Metalbeard getting dragged into a strange vortex.
I think it was some kind of dimensional rift.
It's one thing to charge us fictional currency for all of the characters, all of the extras, all of the vehicles, and whatnot. In order to unlock everything in LEGO Dimensions, however, you will have to fork over real-world money. Or you would have, since the game and add-ons are no longer in production, so whatever's out in the world, so that's all we got.
Could it be leading us to the missing bricks?
Could be.
Or Metalbeard.
When LEGO Dimensions was still in circulation, the starter pack would have run you about 100 USD, with add-on packs going for 10, 15, 20, or even 30 bucks, depending on what they included. Now that this game and its products are discontinued, their prices online have skyrocketed. Hey, what else did you expect when this is a video game that utilizes actual LEGO and you have people in the real world who collect LEGOs and sell them and scalp them on eBay? This was bound to happen, and this is the market now. So good luck.
Oh, what a world! What a world! Make sure to cancel my newspaper delivery.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, there's more where that came from.